Hello. Ever tried to dig into a bowl of ice cream or soup, but realised you didn't have a spoon?
Ugh, there has to be another way.
Well, with the Scoopmaster 6000 range, you'll be saying spoon me every time. We are currently overstocked on top quality teaspoons, soup spoons, tablespoons, ladles, wooden spoons. Heck, we even got grin spoons. Order now.
What are you doing here?
Oh, hey. I'm, not eating soup, that's for sure.
No, I mean, what's all the spoons? We're meant to be filming tomorrow tonight.
Oh, I sell spoons here until 8.
Well, no, we have to start the show now.
All right, but you're going to have to explain to the angry spooners out there why I'm cutting the show short.
All right, well, we'll have to.
All right, let's start the show then. Coming up on Tomorrow Tonight, we send a reporter to investigate new, cheap, affordable housing solutions.
So I was reading my favourite magazine, 50,000 Hertz. You probably haven't heard of it.
Also, scientists reveal an alternative to antibiotics.
You don't mean super good bug, do you?
And finally, a new bill is set to abolish penalty rates.
Oh, I can't even.
Good evening. I'm Tom Lahoure, and also the host of Tomorrow Tonight, the show that brings you the news of tomorrow, tonight. Our panel this evening, we have Jesse Hyland and Kiyomi Blanco. And as ever, our news anchor, Josh Walter. Guys, can you believe it? We're already up to our 4th episode this season. I mean, it's going so fast. Hey, Josh, what are you doing down there?
Oh, just inspecting the Spoonmaster 6000 range.
Would you mind sliding those down here? They're kind of my livelihood. Careful now. Demo models. Top quality though, if you want to buy those. Spoon me. Thank you. Don't you have some news headlines you got to read?
Yes, I do. In the news this week, Disney executives have released the list of reviewers it will be inviting to preview screenings of the J.J. Abrams-helmed Star Wars Episode 7. One reviewer has revealed that in the invitation he received, the studio also warned that any reviewer to comment on lens flare would not be invited to previews of future episodes. The Liberal Party have unveiled a new strategy to bolster support for their floundering Prime Minister. From next week, children around the country will be able to purchase the Tony Abbott doll from all good toy stores. Psychologists have warned parents that children who bond with the doll may distance themselves from reality or become socially inept overnight. One child, when receiving the toy, said, "Ah!" A Kickstarter was set up earlier this year by a startup company calling themselves Hendo. The Kickstarter offered backers the chance to buy a genuine hoverboard, similar to the ones featured in the film Back to the Future 2, for $400. Backers were dismayed when they received their product, finding only skateboards with see-through plastic wheels and a copy of the Back to the Future 2 Blu-ray. After the World Health Organization successfully identified weed killer as a cause of cancer last week, they have released a new list of other probable causes of cancer. We've been told by our people, who are probably experts, that this new list is probably accurate. And for all you boy band fans out there, One Direction have reportedly found their new frontman in Kanye West, who has replaced Zayn Malik after his departure earlier this year. Kanye has since fired all other members of the band. Apparently there is only one direction, and it's West. That's all for now. Back to you, Tom.
Thank you, Josh. Now on to our first story tonight. It's a well-known fact that house prices in Sydney are continuing to rise, which leaves young people facing the horrible fate of living with their parents forever. However, there is still hope for the new home buyer, as we sent one of our reporters to look into a new, more affordable housing option.
As housing prices skyrocket, it seems that new home buyers just can't catch a break. However, there are still some affordable housing options in the Sydney area. We caught up with one young Australian who was part of a craze who are beating the housing crisis. So Colton, thank you for inviting us into your home.
It's quite alright.
Now Colton, how long have you been living in your new home?
Oh, for about a week now.
And how did you come about this new place?
Well, I've been looking for a new place to live for a while now. I mean, I'm a uni student, and to be honest, I just find living at home cramps my style. But normal houses are just so expensive. So I was reading my favourite magazine, 50,000 Hertz. You probably haven't heard of it, but it's this great alternate magazine. Anyway, I found this article about a new living alternative and thought it was a great idea. It's way more affordable and gives me the freedom I need.
What are your favourite parts about your new place?
Well, the air conditioning is great. There are panoramic views and there's tons of room when my friends come over.
So do you think this is the housing solution of the future?
Oh, definitely. It's cheap, it's easy to maintain and super convenient.
Well, thank you again for your time, Colton.
You're welcome.
Well, as we can see, this may very well be the housing solution of the future. Next week, we have an exclusive with another young Australian who's found a housing alternative. But until then, I'm Stacey Always Shaw, reporting for Tomorrow Tonight.
Thank you, Stacey, for that report. Now I'm going to open it up to the panel. Do you think that this is the housing solution we've been looking for? Kiyomi, what do you think?
I don't think so. I mean, without running water, how do you take showers? Brush your teeth, go to the toilet? I mean, you gotta live pretty dirty.
That's true. Jesse?
Well, Tom, I think there's there's many living options out there. Just on the streets, I found my own home. It's just cheap, luxurious, affordable. So and I can go anywhere with this home.
Fantastic. So you live in a caravan then?
No, I have a box.
Oh, right. So where'd you get that suit from?
I found it from this unconscious person. It's lying on the ground. So I took it from him, and then I opened a door and found this studio, and now I'm here.
All right. Moving right along. Hey, Josh.
Well, obviously, I think this is a great solution. I mean, we've got a lot of, underused park benches, underused bins, dumpsters, alleyways, that sort of thing. And we've got a lot of homeless people. So put them together.
It's an ideal solution.
Synergy. You've got blue sky thinking, okay? So the other thing is obviously that, poor people have to learn about the world at some point. And, why not start in the home?
Right. So what would be your ideal housing solution, Kiyomi?
My ideal housing solution would be an apartment, but if I had to go these new ways, I would choose a treehouse.
Treehouse. Okay. Jesse?
I know, well, I've got the box so far, and me and the box, we're pretty close, but I imagine like a box fort.
A box fort?
Yeah, a box fort.
That sounds sturdy.
Sounds ideal, yes.
Right.
So.
Fantastic. Josh?
Well, I've been looking at a lot of found housing, going on searches, and I found a few mansions that really sort of fit my bill. I mean, only 5 bedrooms, few bathrooms, double garage, that sort of thing, but it's not what I am used to, but I'm trying to save a few pennies if I ever want to get another piece of found accommodation,
Oh,
Trying to live
man.
a simple life, huh?
Yeah.
Geez, that must be so difficult for you.
Oh yeah, it's hard sometimes. A lot of my, friends were just like, penthouse is the way to go, get those $1 million views, and she's a bit rich for my blood,
Right. Yeah.
I shouldn't be paying that
Thinking
much.
outside the box, so to speak.
Decisions, eh?
Yeah, the rich people have to make decisions.
That's true. So if you could pick an ideal location, where would that be? Kiyomi?
My backyard.
The backyard? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesse?
The box fort.
The box fort, of course. Ideal location.
Well, anywhere you find a mansion, really. Beggars can't be choosers.
Well, that's true. That's true. But would you prefer like a beachfront mansion?
Well, like if I'm looking around a lot, I might find a mansion next to the beach. I'd be happy with that. I'd be really happy with that. But I'm good with whatever mansion. At least 5 bedrooms, that's my minimum. You gotta have standards, you gotta set a limit.
Well, thank you for those roof-raising suggestions. We'll be back after this short break, so don't go anywhere.